on a spiritual odyssey with The Perspective. I'm Stanley Sam, your guide through the annals of time, exploring the divine, the history of religion, and the sacred scriptures of the Bible. The historical evolution from polytheistic beliefs to the emergence of monotheistic faith has profoundly shaped human religious thought. In this episode, we will trace the development of monotheism, examining its historical roots and impacts on the concept of God. Additionally, we will delve into the origins of polytheism, considering it not as a divine construct, but as a product of human manipulation. The narrative will conclude with an exploration of the biblical perspective, specifically in Christian faith, emphasizing the belief in one God and challenging the authenticity of polytheistic origins. So, polytheism, with its belief in multiple gods, dominated the religious landscape of ancient civilizations. However, the transition from polytheism to monotheism was marked by significant developments. So, those developments were, number one, was early monotheistic seeds. So, before the emergence of major monotheistic religions, inklings of monotheism were present in certain ancient cultures. For instance, Akhenaten in Egypt attempted a form of monotheism centered around the sun god Aten, and Zoroastrianism in Persia embraced the concept of one supreme god, Ahura Mazda. Number two is Hebrew monotheism. Well, the most notable shift towards monotheism occurred in the religious traditions of the Hebrews, laying the foundation for Judaism. The Hebrew Bible consistently emphasized the worship of one God, Yahweh, and then the Ten Commandments explicitly state, "You shall have no other gods before me," according to Exodus 20 verses 3, marking a departure from the polytheistic beliefs of neighboring cultures. And the number three is the emergence of Christianity and Islam. So, building on monotheistic roots of Judaism, Christianity and Islam continued the monotheistic tradition, and Christianity with its belief in the Holy Trinity and Islam with its strict monotheism of Allah became major world religions. So what could be the impact? Let's see the impact of monotheism on the concept of God. Monotheism brought about profound changes in how the divine was conceptualized, influencing the attributes and qualities associated with God. Number one was absolute unity and transcendence. So monotheism emphasized the absolute unity and transcendence of God, unlike the polytheistic gods associated with specific domains. One God of monotheism transcended the limitations of the physical world. Number two is moral and ethical framework. Monotheism introduced a robust moral and ethical framework. The one God became the source of morality, providing commandments and ethical guidelines governing human behavior. The Ten Commandments in the Hebrew Bible serves as a foundational moral code. Number three is personal relationship with God. Monotheistic faiths often stress the possibility of a personal relationship with God. Christianity in particular encourages believers to have a direct and personal connection with God through prayer and faith. Christianity, rooted in the monotheistic tradition of Judaism, strongly affirms the belief in one God. So, the Nicene Creed, a central statement of Christian faith, begins with the declaration, "We believe in one God." The Bible reinforces this monotheistic belief in Deuteronomy 6 verses 4, known as the Shema. It is written, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." This verse underscores the unity and singularity of God, emphasizing a core tenet of Jewish and Christian faith. Moreover, Christianity unequivocally rejects the existence of multiple gods. In the New Testament, the Apostle Paul asserts, "For even if there are so-called gods, whether in heaven or on earth, as indeed there are many gods and many lords, yet for us there is but one God, the Father, from all things came, and for whom we live." That is 1 Corinthians 8, verses 5 to 6. This rejection of multiple gods reinforces the centrality of monotheism in Christian theology. So let's debunk polytheism's origin, a product of human manipulation. The origins of polytheism, the belief in many gods, are often intertwined with the political agendas of rulers and leaders in ancient societies. Religion was wielded as a tool for control and authority. The first one could be divine endorsement of rule. Rulers then claimed divine favor, asserting that they were chosen by the gods to rule. This not only legitimized their authority but also created a sense of religious duty among the populace to obey. Number 2. Pantheons of deities as tools of control. Intricate pantheons allowed rulers to control different aspects of life, further solidifying their grip on power. Gods were associated with domains like agriculture, war, and fertility, enabling rulers to maintain authority over diverse aspects of societies. Number 3 is religious ceremonies and rituals for political ends. Kings and lords controlled religious ceremonies and rituals, placing themselves at the center of religious life. These rituals reinforce their status as divine representatives serving political ends. Let's see the biblical influence and the demystification of polytheism. The Bible, especially the Old Testament, sheds light on the man-made nature of polytheism and its political motivations. The story of Daniel illustrates how polytheistic worship was employed as a tool for political manipulation by King Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. The demand for worshipping a golden statue aimed to unify the kingdom and assert the king's authority. Additionally, the Bible suggests a possible origin for polytheistic gods, while in the New Testament, the Apostle Paul mentions the existence of so-called gods and lords, but affirms that for us there is but one God, the Father. This implies that the various polytheistic gods might be understood as the fallen angels who lost their divine status before the intervention of the biblical God. The transition from polytheism to monotheism as seen in the development of major religions represents a rejection of manipulated religious practices. Monotheism emphasizes the direct connection between the individual and the one God, undermining the need for intermediaries and human rulers. The Bible unequivocally states, "You shall have no other gods before me" in Exodus 20 verses 3, rejecting the notion of multiple gods and affirming the sole authority of the biblical God. This transition highlights the significance of authentic faith, personal relationship with the divine, and the rejection of man-made constructs perpetuating human rule. In conclusion, the evolution from polytheistic belief to monotheism has profoundly shaped the trajectory of human religious thought. Monotheism, exemplified by Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, has influenced the concept of God, emphasizing attributes like absolute unity, moral guidance, and the potential for a personal relationship with the divine. In contrast, polytheism's origins are often rooted in human manipulation, with rulers using religion as a tool for control and authority. The Bible provides insights into the political motivation behind polytheism and suggests a possible origin for polytheistic gods could be the fallen angels. The transition to monotheism represents a rejection of manipulated beliefs and underscores the centrality of authentic faith and personal relationship with the divine, as exemplified in the biblical rejection of multiple gods.
Again, thank you for joining. We'll see you in the next episode of The Perspective. Till then, stay tuned.